There are so many personal and life lessons that you can teach kids through sports, and I have the joy and pleasure of coaching my son in Little League. I have for all 4 years, from T-ball all the way up to AAA, and I always like to infuse one little thing to as many of the kids on the team as I possibly can. My name is Craig. I've been a Little League coach in some capacity for the last 4 years as both volunteer and actually on the coaching staff. And I just want to share one thing that I can encourage you if you're a Little League coach, which is this: help kids fall in love with the game of baseball. I understand that maybe that seems kind of simple and maybe kind of seems like, well, duh, they're playing baseball. But do you realize there's a lot of these kids, they're maybe forced to play a sport, or they don't really watch baseball. They don't really know anything about baseball beyond just the skill set, the physical talents and abilities they have. They're doing it maybe because of pressure or maybe other things. And I found one of the greatest things that I try to do is try to teach the love of the game. Because if you have that love of the game, then you can teach kids, especially younger kids, maybe why it's important, why you're teaching the drills that you're trying to do. Because a kid might not understand why you want them to hit off the tee or why you want them to back up that play, because they're just thinking, well, that doesn't sound like a fun thing to do and I'm just playing baseball for fun. But if you can teach the love of the game and you can infuse that throughout not just practices but also on game day, it is a way that you can teach life lessons. But maybe it's also going to be a way that you're going to keep a kid playing sports for one more year. There's always this tension, right, that a lot of kids are going to face as to how much longer are they going to play baseball. Sure, it's fine when they're 5 or 6, but as they get to 10, 11, 12, 13, as it gets harder, as there's more competition, as there's maybe less opportunity to break through, or if they don't grow quite as fast as some of their peers do, all these different things. But if there's the love of the game and the passion of the game, it will always kind of be that siren song drawing them back. And maybe the year you coach them will be the last year they ever play baseball. But if you can infuse that love of the game, maybe someday, like me, they'll come back and be a coach, and they'll help pass the love of the game on to the next generation as well. So find ways to infuse that. I get the joy again of coaching my son. He has a game tonight. It's a late game, 7:45. It's like almost past my bedtime. But I'm going to go out tonight trying to infuse a little more love of the game of baseball into the kids that are there tonight playing, and I hope you do the same.